Part of summer is swimming in my pool.
Oh, summer. It sounds good right now after what we just experienced, doesn't it? Grilling out, lawns being mowed, and pools opening. These are some of the things we expect with summer.
For this look, I'm just starting with eyebrows, and I'm using the number 12 brow pencil by Anastasia Beverly Hills and the brow pomade in Top. And I'm just applying some of the brow pomade on my hand and then using this mirror by TooFaced. As you can see, I'm just taking a very small amount of the brow pomade and applying it to the tail of my brow, and then I'm just making tiny strokes as I move along my brow towards the corner of my eye. I find that starting with a small amount of product and just picking up more as I move along the brow minimizes any clumping and also gives it a bit of a more natural look, which is sort of what I'm aiming for this look. Then I'm just using this Benefit Gimme Brow. This is actually in the travel size, and I'm just using that across all of my brow to set all of the brow hairs in place and just keep it to last all day. And there you go, now the brows are complete and we got some awesome brows. Next, we're just starting with the most important part of this look, which is the eyeshadow, and I'm just using the Anti-Aging Urban Decay eyeshadow primer for this and just rubbing this into my eye a bit and just making sure that it's blended out to the edges. For the base, I'm just using the Peach Cream shade from the TooFaced White Peach palette and just packing on that shade onto my lid and really blending it out to the very edge of my eye. I like to blend this almost further than where I'll actually be putting my eyeshadow later because I just feel this helps blend my eyeshadow much better, and it just helps mix and blend the different eyeshadow colors together and ensures that you won't really wind up with any patchy spots where you just have one single color. Because this is a lemonade inspired look, it obviously has to have the most important color, yellow, and I'm just using this M.A.C shade in Chrome Yellow, and this is just an extremely yellow shade. You could use any other shade, but this is what I had laying around anyways, and so I just took that and really packed on the shade and started putting it in the crease. At this point, a cloud came, so sorry about the lighting, but I just took a bunch of this color and just really layered it on and blended it all into the crease. As you can see here, I mostly used swirling motions just to blend the product, and then I used tapping motions mostly just to apply the product. I also just blended this into a wing and used my finger to correct the edges and make it a bit more sharp. Also note that wherever you apply the product first is where it will be most concentrated, so you'll notice that I applied it mostly to the outer edge first and started blending inwards. To clean up any fallout, I then just use these makeup removal wipes. Next, I used the sparkly shade Crème de la Pêche from the Peach palette and just blended that into the inner corner of my eye to add a little bit more dimension and sparkle to the look. To give the shade a serious pop of color, I then also chose to use the shade Rule by M.A.C, and this is sort of a burnt orange shade. This shade is very intense, so I really only needed a small amount of product that I applied to the outer edge as I wanted the concentration to be there again, and I blended it underneath the yellow towards the inner corner, so you can see that really well on this close-up here, and as you can see, there's still the yellow line above the orange shade. I know this looks like a bit of a mess at this point, but just stick with it. Next, I'm just using this Clinique Take the Day Off eye makeup remover and dabbing a Q-tip in it and removing some eyeshadow from the center of my eye. The reason I'm doing this is so that later when I apply the yellow eyeshadow there won't be any other colors mixed into the product and it will appear brighter on the lid. As you see here, I'm also just cleaning up any excess fallout. On top of the area that I just used the makeup remover, I'm just using peach cream to ensure that the liquid is dry and it won't cause any patches when I apply this shade, which is once again the yellow shade I was using before. For this, I used my pinky as it allowed me to take a lot of product and place it on my lid and really give it that bright effect, which I'm truly looking for. Using this flat brush and the same M.A.C shade as before, I just defined the outer corner a little more and place a little bit of product in my waterline and the inner corner. Before applying my concealer, I then quickly cleaned off any fallout and then I just went ahead and applied my concealer everywhere I needed some. Using my beauty blender and my fingers, I then just blended everything in and really made sure that everything was blended and there weren't any real patches left anymore. I forgot to do my chin before, so I did that too. And then using this NYX setting powder, I just use a little bit of that and set all of the areas that I had just placed the concealer on to ensure that nothing moved and nothing creased. Then using the flat brush, I just finished off the waterline by first dipping into the yellow shade by M.A.C and applying that to my waterline, and then I used creme de la pêche and applied that to the outer corner of my eye and blended that towards the orange edges, just to once again blend it in with the orange shade and really finish that all. Using this scary tool called an eyelash curler, I then curled my lashes and subsequently used the Benefit Their Real Tinted Eyelash Primer to elongate my lashes, and I just applied a coat on the top lashes for that. On top of the eyelash primer, I used the Clinique mascara, as I just think this makes my lashes appear really long, and I applied a coat to the top and the bottom, but I didn't feel this gave my lashes enough volume, so I used this Bad Gal Lash by Benefit and just applied a second coat on top and not on the bottom, just to elongate my lashes and make it seem thicker. Moving on to the rest of my face, I decided to start with bronzer and use a Tarte bronzer in the shade Park Ave Princess. Using this brush by a brand called Crown, I just lightly dipped into the bronzer and started applying it to my face. I tried to sort of make it a 3 shape, as I feel that this works pretty well for me, and just apply a little bit to my temples, but I'm not that good at bronzer, so like I'm still learning about that one, but it kind of worked. Using this Tresque stick highlighter, I probably just totally butchered that name, I'm really sorry. I just went in for highlighter and I just used my finger to apply this, as I think it gives you more of a natural glow. And then using my pinky, I also applied a bit above and below my brow to give that a little bit more of a pop as well. Note that for this, I'm mostly using a tapping motion, as again this helps give it a more natural glow. Using the Urban Decay setting spray, I just set all of this. Finally, for the lips, I'm starting with this limited edition Kylie Gold Lip Gloss. I'm sorry that it's limited edition, but you could just use any other gold lip gloss, and I'm just using my finger to blend that in. I did this mostly to add a small sparkly undertone to my lips when I then applied this Tarte liquid lipstick in the shade Delish onto my lips, and just completed that all with adding another small amount of the Kylie Jenner lip gloss on the center of my lips this time only, and again just blended that out with my finger. And we're done. Thanks for watching.